Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. I apologize, I have not put up a video in a while. I took a vacation, I just got back, and also I only try to put up videos if I see something important or relevant, and we're coming up on a point where if you're into leverage trading, what you're looking for are points to enter shorts and enter longs. I'm not saying that we're going to hit this point and get rejected and crash down to 10K. I'm just saying this is a likely point to enter a short. This chart has never let me down entering a short, and I'm going to show you that chart also. And this is a very important chart. This is one I covered in the last video, telling you what to pay attention to, what price the next weekly candle needs to open above for us to be bullish. Clearly price action is bullish right now. So we're going to cover these charts, also show you at what point I think Bitcoin could go parabolic, and it is based on this fib circle, this blue ring right here. So before we cover all these charts, guys, if you do want to get a leverage trading, I use BitGet, love the platform. I trust the platform, they have proof of reserve, so I know my funds are safe on their exchange. If you want to sign up, my link's pinned in the first comment and description. Guys, looking at getting a VPN to protect your identity, I use NordVPN. If you want to get access to our Discord and join our community, and if you want to get access to all these live charts, the website link's pinned in the first comment and description. So this chart here was the chart I covered in the previous video. Just to recap very quick, it was 2 weeks ago I put this video up, and I was telling you based historically on this white fib circle, if we get a weekly candle open above and this ring becomes support, that will be bullish. If we cannot get above and every weekly candle opens below, that would be bearish. I'll put a link to this video now if you want to check it out. Notice I have this arrow right above this green candle that stopped right at this point. That is right here. And if you'll notice what happened, we had a weekly candle open below, then we had a weekly candle open right on the ring, and then we had a weekly candle open above, which meant it was bullish. We were above that ring. And you can see we pushed up from that point. Notice we came back down, we tested this ring as support and pushed up. So your entry was around 27,500. And again, it was based on this same fib circle, this previous ring. Either this would have happened, we would have hit the ring up here, right, just like back here, and got rejected and come down, or we push above it and we go higher. So it did play out as support and it flipped bullish. So again, I gave you the price target to pay attention to. Now we're going to cover a few other things in another chart. I'll show you that point where it'd be a likely point to enter a short. But I just want to show you why this was such a key resistance level. And I did think we would drop from this point. I'm surprised we pushed up, but it is what it is. But if you'll notice this yellow line I have down here, so this was a lot of support and resistance. Notice price came down, tested this point. A lot of people that trade, they trade horizontal support and resistance levels. We tested this point, we pushed up. Well, just like support, resistance is the same way. This was a lot of support, a lot of support, a lot of support. So that flip out resistance, and notice that line is right here where this ring was. So we broke above a key resistance level, and we broke above a resistance ring that flipped as support, and we pushed up. Keep this in mind, guys. The CPI data came out. It came in lower than expected, which is bullish. However, the PPI, or the core inflation, is actually up. And this vertical yellow line is May 5th when the FOMC meeting will take place. So anything can happen. I'm just showing you the charts and showing you how to play the charts. This is that blue ring. I said when we cross this ring, I expect us to pump. Did not expect us to push up as high as we did. But these charts work. If you pay attention to them and you play them correctly, it can show you when a move will happen and potentially point to enter a short. So this was the video I was talking about, this blue ring. Just 3 months ago, we were setting at 16,800. So when we cross this ring, you want to go long or buy in. And again, I was expecting us to maybe push up to 23,400, maybe 23,000, not higher than that. It was based on a fib channel that I was line in fib channels calling the guideline. And the irony is that chart has never let me down entering a short. Now we did push higher. I got a lot of flack for it. People said, but you said short here. Guys, leverage trading is about getting an entry. How long you stay in or how you practice risk management is up to you. But every time we hit one of these lines, we did get rejected. I'll show you this chart what I'm talking about. I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. This is that blue ring. This chart was published December 26, 2022, and I was just making it very clear, based historically on this blue fib circle, every time we've crossed a blue ring, we get a pump, and you can see what happened. Now this is also our target to watch. There is a lot of resistance above us. If we get above the target I'm going to show you, this is the next target to pay attention to. So if, again, so this is a higher target than the other chart I'm going to show you, but this is also a point to watch. If we get up to 32,700, that would be an ideal point to enter a short as well. But before we can get to this point, we have to get up above another level, another chart. This is the chart I'm referring to, the M1 chart. So this was a line that I was telling everybody to go short. I went short. Everybody in Discord went short, and this was the best short we've ever entered. And let me explain why. We'll get to this next line here, and I'll explain why or how that played out. But based on this chart, you notice right here we got rejected. We got rejected this fib channel line, rejected this fib channel line, rejected this fib channel line, so it made sense when we hit this line, we would get rejected. And that is how it played out. We hit it, we came down, notice we found support on this line, right, as support. We hit this line again and got rejected. Notice we pushed above it, we tested it as support, and we pushed up. This was that next line where I was talking about to go short. It just made sense. Every previous line we hit it, we got rejected, so that would be a point to enter a short. We're going to cover that. I'll zoom in on it. Well, we're at the next line right here. So this is why I'm saying pay attention. Now, we could get above this. If we get above this point and hold support, that will be bullish. Just like here, we broke above this line. It held its support. We pushed higher. That is a possibility as well. But to me, this is worth a point. This is a point that's worth entering a short. That is this chart here. Again, it's very clear. Rejected. Rejected, rejected, rejected. We got rejected here. So it made sense that we would get rejected here, and we actually did get rejected, but we ended up breaking above this point. Let me put this on candle so you can see. We actually did hit this point. We dropped about maybe 6%. As soon as we broke above this line, we shot straight up. Now, I don't know. Maybe when we hit this line, maybe we'll get a slight rejection. Maybe we'll hit this point, we'll come down a bit. The same thing that played out here will play out here. We'll get above this, it'll hold support, and we'll push higher. It's also possible what happened back here could play out. I do not know, but the great thing about this chart is it shows you when to enter your short. So if we hit this point, you enter a short, it comes down, you set your stop loss and profit. If it continues down, you continue to make money. If it pushes up, you get stopped out and you lose nothing or you break even. But to me, this is a point I'm going to go in a short based on this chart. Let me copy this line. Let's see, let me just copy this. Control C, put it in this chart right here, just to show you this point right here. This is that next line in the fib channel. So this is where I'm going to go in a heavy short if we push up and test it. This line right here, let me just pull this back. This is just a fib channel that's showing that this is a support and resistance level to pay attention to. Notice right back here, when we had this major drop, we dropped from, when we broke this support here at 28,600, we dropped all the way down to this point, bottomed at 17,600. This support, right, is going to flip as resistance, and we are currently at this next fib channel line, which historically, every time we hit this fib channel line, we get rejected and we drop. Let me make this very clear. I'm not saying that when we hit this point, we're going to crash down to 10K. I'm saying if you use leverage, if you use margin, and you're looking for a great entry, this is your entry at 31,390, around that area. If price continues down, then you continue to make a lot of money depending on how much leverage you're using, how much margin you're using. If at any point we get above here, all right, and this holds as support, well, this is the point you would go long and expect price to push up. But I will go in on a short around 31,400 based on this chart. So pay attention to that. If we get above that point, this is the next major resistance level above. This is around 33,200. And keep in mind, I just showed you on this chart, this is around 33,000, all right? So if we get above that point, this your next point to watch is around 33,000, all right? So a lot of resistance at this point. If you use low leverage and low margin, you can set your stop a little higher. You're risking a little money, but again, these are points to watch for a possible short entry. As far as when Bitcoin can go parabolic, I do want to cover that really quick before we get into the Dow Jones and the DXY. So let's go back to this chart right here. Actually, this blue ring, this chart's called the peak of the bull run chart. I actually copied this ring into another chart, this one here. So look, this ring, and again, this is how I knew that we would get a pump when we cross this ring right here, right? This blue ring. How I knew is because every time we cross a blue ring, we get a pump. It happened here, it happened right here, it happened here, it happened here, and here. All right, so we know that when we cross these blue rings, we get a pump. So this could play out a number of ways. I can tell you that yes, Bitcoin is bullish because we're above that ring. So it is possible. If we continue up, and just keep this in mind though, rings can be resistance. I'm not saying when you hit the ring you buy or you go long. I'm saying when you cross the ring. Notice we got close to this ring up here. Well, this ring we got a perfect rejection. We came down, right? We pushed above it, we got rejected. We pushed above it, we came down, we tested it as support, and we pushed up. Well, we got close to this ring, we got rejected, right? We didn't even get near it, we just kind of moved down. Once we crossed the ring, we pushed up. Well, this next blue ring, all right, if we just went parabolic and shot straight up, this would be a point to watch. But notice we got rejected, right? Price got rejected, and we started moving down. The same thing could play out. We could push up, right? We could go sideways. This ring could be resistance and send price down, all right? That is a possibility. It's also possible we could push up. At any point you cross this ring, so if price is bullish and we push up and we cross this ring right here, we don't know when we make contact. The point is when you cross it, that's when price would continue up. At any point you cross this ring, I would expect price to push up. That means we're looking at possibly going parabolic with Bitcoin. If we crash, all right, if the next black swan event takes place and price drops, well, if we come back down, let's say we get rejected, come back down like previous price action back here, price comes down. At any point you cross this ring, this is when the bull run begins. So, this is way out here, and this is October 2023. I'm not saying I know when we're going to hit it. I'm just saying when you cross that blue ring, that is when you want to go long. That would be the next point Bitcoin goes parabolic. If it's right here and you cross it, that's when you buy, you go long. If we get a major crash and it's down here, well, when you cross it, that's when you go long, just like right here. And by the way, guys, if you get access to these charts, you can save these charts as your own, and then you can cancel if you like. But these are the most important charts to have right now. This is the this one's called macro fib circles chart. This one here is the peak of the bull run chart. We're showing 33,000. This here is the M1 chart. This has this last fib channel line, which I'm calling the last God line. So if you want to practice, you could create an account with BitGet or even another exchange. They have simulated trades. Just see what would happen if you tried it. If you sign up for BitGet and you use simulated trades, they give you $3,000 worth of, it's called SUSDT. So just see what would happen if you wait and price pushes up and you enter a short right here at 31,500. See how much you would have made, because I'm pretty confident based on this chart, every time we hit one of these lines, we get rejected. Does not mean that we're going to crash, but every time we've hit one of these lines, we get rejected. I'm giving you an ideal point to enter a short. Again, how long you stay in is up to you. But 31,500, next point to short. If we get above that whole support, obviously looking at some more upside. If we get above 31,500, the next point to watch is around 33,000. Those are your next two critical resistance levels. Obviously, if we get above those, then we're heading much higher. And then if you have access to this chart, well, at any point you cross, like I said, just trying to drill this in, whenever we cross this blue ring, wherever it's at, that is a point you want to go long. That is the next point Bitcoin will go parabolic. The Dow Jones, I've covered this chart before. This is where we topped out with the Dow around 37,000. Now, I don't think we're going to get above this ring right here, this same ring right here. See, it comes down to this point over here. You'll notice that when we make contact, this is a resistance level right here. There's a fib channel line here. We got rejected here, here, and here, right at this ring. Rings are potential reversal points. It doesn't mean right when you hit the ring, that is a point you're going to get rejected. It just means this is possibly a point where things will change, and it's possible the Dow could get rejected. Now, I understand Bitcoin might follow closer to the NASDAQ or the S&P, but typically the indices move together. So pay attention to these targets, because this could be a possible top for all of the markets. If we get up to 30, let's just say 34,900, all right, if we continue straight up, you're looking at 34,900 around that area. If we continue sideways, this is your next major resistance level. So let's say price does something like this. Let's say we just push up, we come back down, we get rejected. Well, the top for the Dow could be around 34,300. If we get above that point, then the top could be up here. But it's very possible this ring, because this is where we topped out previously, right here. We topped out at this point. Saying it's very possible one of these 2 points could be the top for the Dow to start coming down. And I still believe Bitcoin is moving with the indices. You can see the Dow's pushed up quite a bit. Bitcoin's pushed up quite a bit as well. If the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow start crashing, I do believe Bitcoin will follow suit. So pay attention to those targets. I do not think we're getting above 34,900. I think that is very likely a top based on this chart. As far as the DXY, looks like this is a double bottom. You can meet to a horizontal line here. You can see we're holding support. If you see the dollar start pushing up higher and higher and higher, Bitcoin is going to come down. If we break below 100, and the dollar continues crashing, Bitcoin's going to start pushing up. The markets will start pushing up. But I'd like to point out the DXY is way oversold. I mean, we're way down here. See, the RSI is way oversold. So if you start seeing the DXY start pushing up and indices start coming down, I'm telling you, based historically, if the dollar's pushing up and markets are down, Bitcoin's coming down as well. So to recap, pay attention to this. This is your first target to watch, 31,400. I will go in a short at this point with a stop above. And, if this comes down, I will set my stop loss just above. Or if price comes down, I'll set my stop loss just below my entry. So again, if price pushes up, I lose nothing. It continues down, I continue to make money. And if you're looking for a likely point to take profit, well, previous resistance will flip out support. There's a lot of resistance here at 28,640, which now will flip out support. All of this resistance we broke above. So if we get rejected at this point, which I think is very likely, if we come back down, this is the point to take profit or to go long around 28,665. If that breaks and becomes resistance, we can start moving down this line to put in a lower low. So pay attention to this M1 chart. And just remember, 31,400, that's where I'm going in on a short. Again, guys, you want to sign up for BitGet, my link's pinned in the first comment description. And if you want to get access to our Discord and access to these live charts, websites, opticrypto.com. That's it, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.